everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am taking you through a 25-minute full-body beginner Pilates workout. You don't need any equipment today. Getting started seated on our mat with our feet hip distance apart, bent at the knee, and our arms reaching out forward at shoulder height. Take an inhale to lengthen your spine up towards the ceiling, and exhale, tuck your hips under, roll halfway down towards the mat. Scoop through the abs, inhale, spine goes straight. And exhale, tuck the hips under, roll back, forming a C with your spine. Inhale, straighten through the back, really sitting up nice and tall. And exhale, round through the spine, tucking the hips under. Inhale, sit up. And exhale, find that C curve. Let's do two more like this. Inhale, spine goes straight. Exhale, round back. Last one like this. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall, really connecting to the breath. And exhale, round back. Let's add on now. So inhale, sit up nice and tall through the spine. And exhale, tuck the hips under and roll all the way down onto the mat, sending arms overhead. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, tuck the hips under, roll up through the spine one vertebrae at a time till you're seated straight up. Let's do that again. Take an inhale and exhale, hips tuck under, we roll down, arms come overhead. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, arms swing forward, hips tuck under, we roll up through the spine, inhaling to find that straight spine. And exhaling to tuck the hips under, rolling down, really warming up through the spine and the core. Exhale, arms reach forward, hips tuck under, we roll up. Inhale, finding that straight spine. And exhale, hips tuck under, roll down, arms overhead, keep going. Exhale, hips tuck under, we roll up. Inhale, find that straight spine. Let's do two more. Exhaling, roll down one vertebrae at a time, ending by laying the head down on the mat. And then roll up, lifting the head first and coming all the way up to seated. Last one. Exhale, hips tuck under, we roll down. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, they reach forward. We tuck the hips under again and roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Awesome job. Inhale, sit up, and exhale, roll into your half roll down. And stack your forearms one on top of the other, creating a box. Rotate your arms to the right and come through center. Other side, rotate to the left and come through center. Inhaling as you rotate to the right, exhaling to draw through center. Inhaling to rotate to the left and exhaling to draw through center. Let's do two more each side. Really rotating through the middle of the back here so the hips and the belly button stay pointed towards the front of the room. The rotation is coming from the thoracic spine or the mid-back. Give me one more to the left, rotating, and exhale, come through center. Release the arms straight out from your shoulders. Finish with pulses back for 10. 9, really moving from the hips here, tucking under with the glutes to find that pulse. Just for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a big inhale and exhale, tuck the hips under, roll all the way down onto the mat. Awesome job. Step your feet in so they're closer in towards your glutes, getting ready for a bridge series now. So hands are placed by the sides. We take an inhale to prepare and exhale to press through the feet and lift the hips up. Inhale, lower them down, and exhale, press them up. Keep going. Make sure your spine is staying nice and neutral here so your hips aren't lifting so high that your back starts to arch. We want to keep the back in the same shape the entire time. The hips are just lifting and lowering. So inhale to lower the hips and exhale to lift them up. Just give me 3 more like this, really pressing down through the feet to engage the backside of the body as we lift the glutes. Last one. Let's hold our hips lifted high in the sky now, and inhale to lower them down halfway to the mat, and exhale, press them back up. Inhale halfway down, exhale, press up. Keep going, so just shortening the range of motion here to really fire up the glutes and skip that break that we get when we lower the hips down to the mat. You're just lowering halfway and lifting back up. Give me 2 more here. Inhale halfway down, exhale press up. Last one, inhale lower, hold the hips lifted now. Let's alternate heel lifts. So lift the left heel and lower, lift the right and lower, left and right. I like to exhale as I lift the heel and inhale to lower back down, but you can do the opposite if that's more comfortable for you. The really important factor here is that your hips are staying at the same height the entire time and nice and level across the pelvis, so we're not dipping down to one side. Let's add on now. So lift the left heel, pulse the hips down and up and lower. Lift the right heel, pulse the hips, lower the heel. Keep going, just sticking with that alternating heel lift, but adding a quick little pulse as each heel is raised. So right heel lifts, hips pulse and lower. Left, pulse the hips and lower. Awesome job. You are almost there, really firing up the glutes, the calves, and the backs of the legs. Lower both heels down now, an option to reach the arms up from the shoulders. Let's finish with pulses up with the hips for 8, 7, 6, little squeezes through the glutes just for 3, 2, squeeze the hips lifted, place hands down on the mat, and slowly lower the hips down to the ground. Awesome job. Hug your knees in towards your chest, taking a quick rest. Maybe rocking side to side, really squeezing the knees in to feel that stretch up the backside of the glutes. We're going to repeat that bridge series, but with the legs in a different position now. So when you're ready, gently release your knees and step your feet out as wide as the mat, turned out at about a 45-degree angle. This will allow us to target our outer glutes with this bridge series. So take an inhale to prepare and exhale to lift the hips up. Inhale, lower them back down, and exhale, lift. Keep going, really pressing down through the feet as you lift the hips up, squeezing the glutes. Feeling this in our outer thigh and our outer glute, as well as the center of our glute and our glute max as well. And same as before, you want to make sure that your back isn't arching here. You're keeping a nice neutral spine as the hips lift up and down off the mat. Let's hold our hips lifted now and lower them halfway to the mat and then press them back up. Inhale, lower halfway, exhale, press up. So just shortening the range of motion, making this move a little bit more challenging here as we inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Still pressing through the feet to really activate up the backs of the legs. Just give me 2 more like this. And last one. Now let's come into those alternating heel lifts. So lift the left heel and lower, lift the right, left, and right. Exhaling as you lift the heel, inhaling to lower, keeping the hips at the same height the entire time here, super stable through the pelvis. Give me 1 more each side like this. Now let's add that pulse. So left heel lifts, pulse the hips and lower, right heel, hips and lower. So still alternating those heel lifts, just adding a quick pulse down and up with the hips in between to really target the back side of the body here. So lift, pulse and lower, lift, pulse and lower. Almost there, just a couple more here. And last one. Hold the hips lifted, option to reach the arms up. Let's pulse the hips up for 10, 9, little squeezes through the glutes. You can do it. We stretch after this just for 4, 3, let's go, 2, and 1. Hips stay lifted, arms lower, and we slowly lower the hips down onto the mat. Awesome job. Walk your feet in hip distance and hug knees in towards the chest, feeling that stretch. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee, reach through and grab a hold of the back of your left thigh and draw the left knee in towards the chest, feeling that stretch on the right glute. Let's switch sides, crossing left ankle over right knee, reach through, grab the back of your thigh and pull the right knee in. Release that side and uncross your ankle. Let's give the glutes a break now and get ready to work into the abs. So feet are hip distance apart, hands come behind the head, interlaced, hooking the thumbs onto the base of the skull with the elbows out wide. Getting ready for some crunches. So inhale to prepare and exhale, crunch the head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Inhale, lower everything down. Exhale, crunch up. So inhale, ribs expand. Exhale, they draw together, belly button pulls down to the spine as we crunch. Inhale to lower, and exhale to lift. Awesome job. Just give me 2 more like this. So crunch up and lower. Last one like this. Exhaling, crunch up. Inhale, lower. Let's add an alternating knee lift now. So crunch and lift the left knee to tabletop. Lower everything down. Crunch and lift the right knee up. And lower everything down. Still exhaling as we crunch and lift one knee, and inhaling to place everything down on the mat before switching to the other side. So as you lift the knee, you want to be stacking it directly over your hips with your ankle coming straight out from your knee in that nice tabletop position. Inhaling to lower and exhaling to lift, just making this a little bit more challenging for the core as we add in these knee lifts here. Just give me 2 more each side, exhaling to crunch and inhaling to lower, keeping your lower back pressing into the ground the entire time to make sure the work is coming from the core and not from the back. Last one each side. Now hold with the right knee lifted and the upper body crunched, and bring your left knee up to meet the right so both legs are in a tabletop position. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, tap the right toes to the mat. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, tap the left toes, and inhale, lift. Keep going, alternating toe taps here, staying lifted, balanced up on our shoulder blades, so make sure head, neck, and shoulders are all lifted up off the mat. If that's uncomfortable for you though, you can always rest the upper body down and just do the legs. In this leg movement, you want to make sure it's coming from your hip and not from your knee, so your leg is staying in the same shape the entire time, and you're hinging at the hip to lower your toes to the mat and then lifting back up to really challenge the lower abs here. Give me 1 more each side, and then we'll add on. Last one. Now let's add a rotation as we drop the knee. So left toes lower and we rotate towards the right knee, bring everything through center. Right toes lower and bring right elbow to left knee, come through center. So dropping 1 foot down towards the ground and rotating in the opposite direction, getting into the obliques here, the sides of the waist. As we exhale to twist and drop 1 foot, and inhale, bringing everything back through center. Moving nice and slow here, really connecting with the breath and relying on control rather than momentum as we rotate through the spine to target the sides of the waist. Just give me 1 more each side. You can do it. Exhaling to twist. Inhale through center. Last one. Exhale, rotate. Inhale through center. Place your feet back down onto the mat. Take an inhale and exhale to lower the upper body down. Awesome job. Hug knees in towards your chest, getting a quick stretch, taking some deep breaths here. Maybe rocking side to side on the low back, just feeling the release through the body. Option to circle out the knees a couple of times in both directions to release through the hip flexors after all of that lower body work in that core series. Give your knees 1 more squeeze in towards your chest and then release them down towards the mat. Let's flip over on to our stomachs now, getting ready for some prone work to work the back side of the body a bit more. Bring your feet out as wide as the mat and press the tops of your feet down into the mat so that your kneecaps lift up, feeling that engagement up the front of the leg. And engage your core, lifting belly button up towards the spine as if there was a blueberry under your stomach and you didn't want to squish it, and keep that engagement the whole time. Let's alternate leg lifts now, so take an inhale to prepare and exhale, lift the left leg. Inhale, lower it down, and exhale, lift the right leg. Lower, lift the left, and lower. Keep going, only lifting the leg about 4 to 6 inches up off the mat so that your lower back doesn't arch. You want to be feeling this in about the bottom 1/3 of your glute as well as your hamstring, so shouldn't have any strain or pain through the low back. If you do, maybe bring a slight pelvic tilt into your hips or lower how high you're lifting your leg. Exhaling to lift and inhaling to lower. Option to stay here, or we'll switch it up and lift both legs at once now. So exhale, lift both legs up off of the mat. Inhale, lower them both back down. Exhale, squeeze through the glutes and the hamstring, lift both legs. Inhale, lower, give me 4 more. Lower down, upper body is totally frozen here. Only thing moving is the legs. Just 2 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, and last one. Lifting the legs and lower them down. Awesome job. Gently rock your hips from side to side, releasing any tension through the lower body. And let's give the glutes and the legs a break now and work through the upper back. So hands are stacked on top of each other with the forehead resting down on the backs of the hands with the elbows out wide. Take an inhale to prepare and exhale, lift the hands, the forehead, and the chest off the mat. Inhale, lower everything down, and exhale, lift up. Keep going. Make sure you're lifting from the middle of your back here rather than your lower back so that we're able to target the upper back without bringing any pain into the lower spine. Just give me 2 more like this, and then we'll add on. Last one, exhaling to lift, and inhale, lower. Lift up, and then rotate, tapping the right elbow to the mat. Come through center and lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, left elbow comes to the mat. Rotate through center and lower down. Keep going, lifting up, rotating to one side, coming through center and lowering down. Make sure you're really rotating through the spine here so arms and forehead stay in one straight line rather than just tapping one elbow down to the mat. It's a rotation coming from the mid-back. Exhaling to lift up. Inhale, rotate to the right. Exhale through center. Inhale, lower down. Give me 1 more each side, feeling this through the upper back. And last one, lift up, rotate, come through center, and lower the upper body down. Awesome job. Place your hands under your shoulders, walk your feet together, and press up and back into your child's pose. Take a quick deep breath here, and then shift forward onto all fours, stacking shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. And then tuck your toes under and lift the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out the legs here, feeling a deeper stretch up the backs of the legs. And then reach both heels down, feeling that stretch through the back side of the body. And then when you're ready, walk your hands in towards your feet and slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. I'm heading to the other side of my mat now so that I don't keep hitting the door, but you can stay right where you are for this final series of class. So bring your feet hip distance apart, hands by your sides, and inhale, reach arms overhead, and exhale, dive forward into your forward fold. Inhale, bring hands to shins, find a flat back. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, roll up to standing 1 vertebra at a time, reaching arms up overhead. And then exhale, dive forward again. Inhale, find your flat back, hands come to your shins, squeezing the core. Exhale, release. Inhale, roll all the way up through the spine, arms reach up overhead. 2 more like this. Exhale, dive forward 1 vertebra at a time. Inhale, lift to your flat back, feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs. Exhale, release. Inhale, roll up, bringing arms up overhead. Last one like this. Exhale, dive forward, rolling down from top to bottom. Inhale, lift up, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, stand all the way up, bringing arms overhead. Let's add on to this now. So exhale, dive forward. Inhale, find your flat back. Exhale, release, and walk your hands forward so you're in a straight arm plank. Drop your knees down. Inhale, bend elbows, tricep push-up. Exhale, straighten. Untuck the toes, lift the knees. Walk hands back towards the feet. And inhale, roll up through the spine, arms overhead. Let's do that all again. Diving forward on your exhale. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, release. We walk forward, finding our plank and dropping the knees down. Inhale, bend the elbows, scraping them by the ribs. Exhale, press up. Walk hands back towards the feet. And inhale to slowly roll up bone by bone, bringing arms overhead. 2 more like this. Dive forward. Lift to your flat back. And release. Walk the hands gently forward to your high plank. Drop the knees down. Inhale, bend the arms. Exhale, press up, working the triceps. Lift the knees. Hands walk back towards the feet. And we roll up. Inhaling the arms overhead. Let's do 1 more like this. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, come down, walk forward to your plank and drop the knees. Inhale, bend the elbows, you can do it. Exhale, press up, lift the knees, hands walk back to the feet. And we inhale to roll up. Let's add on to this for the final time. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, arms reach forward, diving to the floor. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release, walk forward into your high plank. Knees drop down. We inhale into our tricep push-up. Exhale, lift. Now tuck the toes, lift the knees, draw right knee to chest, left knee, right knee to left elbow, left knee to right elbow, then bend the knees, walk the hands back to the feet, and inhale, slowly roll up. Let's do that 3 more times. You can do it. Exhale, dive forward. Find your flat back. Release and walk the hands forward. Drop down onto your knees. Elbows bend, straighten, knees lift up, right knee to chest, left knee, right knee across, left knee across. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Inhale, rise up. Just 2 more like this. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, dive forward, feeling that release through the backs of the legs. Flat back. Release, walk the hands forward, drop the knees down. Inhale, elbows scrape by the ribs, tricep push up. Lift the knees up, right knee to chest, left knee, right knee across, left knee across. Hands walk back towards the feet. Final time through this series. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Find your flat back, lifting up through the core. And release, walk forward into your final tricep push-up, maybe going a little bit deeper into the elbows. Exhale, press up, lift the knees, right knee to chest, left knee, right knee across, left. Now hold through your plank, hold here, this is it, you can do it. Take deep breaths, press the floor away with your palms. Active through the legs, belly button lifting up towards the spine. Take 1 last big inhale and exhale, drop the knees, sit the hips back, child's pose. You have certainly earned it. Take a couple of deep breaths here, and then option to walk the hands over to the right side of your mat, stretching out the left side of your body, your lats and your spine. And then when you're ready, walk them over to the left side of your mat, sinking down into both hips, feeling that stretch up the right side of the body this time. Walk your hands through center, taking another deep breath here, and then shift forward into your all fours position, getting ready for some cat-cows. So inhale, lower your stomach to the floor, heart goes forward, and exhale, tuck chin to chest, curve through the spine. Inhale into your cow pose, dropping the stomach, arching the back. Exhale, chin to chest, curve your back towards the ceiling. And then find your neutral spine, tuck your toes under, and lift your hips up, bringing a slight bend into the knees as we walk the hands back towards the feet, finding our forward fold. This should be feeling a little more comfortable since the first time we came into this position during class, as we really worked the flexibility of the legs. Option to sway side to side to release through the low back here, or maybe nod the head yes and no, releasing any tension through the neck, and just letting the weight of your head hang heavy towards the floor. Then when you're ready, grab a hold of the backs of your legs and pull your chest in towards your thighs, giving yourself a hug for all of the hard work you just did during class today. Then release your arms, and for the final time, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, ending with your head all the way at the top. And then inhale to bring your arms up overhead, and exhale, draw them back down towards your sides. And that is it for today's 25-minute full-body beginner Pilates workout. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.